not to stereotype.
We love it. It brings in the tapestry that is Henley Royal Regatta.
Get ready, please.
The roll call of Gwyn Batten, the umpire, is telling the crews to get ready. Calm before the storm.
It's a long time to be sitting at the front of the slide.
Attention! Go!
And off they go. A heat of the Grand Challenge Cup, the University of Washington, USA, on the Berkshire Station. Princeton and Craftsbury of the USA on the Buckinghamshire Station.
There is a lot going down there. Princeton got onto the first few strokes a bit quicker, but both crews very aggressive off the start as they need to be.
Now these two crews should be fairly evenly matched. Washington have dominated the collegiate scene this year, coming up against this Princeton crew, who are a combination of Olympic hopefuls. They've just missed out, a lot of these guys, on making that Paris team. They're here to really finish off their season.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see what happens here. These Princeton rowers, full-time athletes, as you say, narrowly missed out on Olympic selection. Perhaps a little bit more pedigree and a few more miles in the legs. But Washington have had a long time to row together, really gel as a unit.
And they've taken the early lead. Washington, the top of your screen. This crew's been so dominant this year. They've won their IRAs. They've kind of been untouchable in the States. They've come here to see how fast they can go against some of the biggest crews in the world. Right now they're facing fellow Americans, and they've taken a few seats lead in the early stages of this race.
Yeah, Washington will be pretty thrilled with that start, just pulling out to half a length.
And do you think to stand these crews have seen each other before, they know each other, or just a bit of going into the dark with them?
I mean, I don't know, but I suspect they will do. You know, rowing's not a huge world, and enough of these UW athletes will be hoping for US selection one day. It's all a relatively small ecosystem, so I'm sure they'll have raced each other many times before.
Yes, and heading up to the barrier, it's all Washington way. Look at them coming towards us as we stare back down to the start line. There's Temple Island in the back of your screen. Washington here in the white vests are powering down, and they're taking this early lead in the Grand. Now that is a nice place to be in. They've almost got a length. What you want to do in this position is what we call clear water. You don't want to have overlap. The minute the boats are moving so far apart, there's clear water. It's almost like braking, and you can start pulling away. Yeah, the screams there of Cox and Keita Jacobs in the Washington crew. She's willing her crew to move.
It is around this part of the course it can get a little bit quieter, and then you can really hear the other crew, you can hear the other Cox. And there's something quite disorientating around hearing a Cox calling out for you to be beaten, and you just got to respond to that with aggression. And for UW, they've just got to keep pulling away here, shutting the door.
And they have that great coxing there, squeezing them away. They know they can do this as a combination, as a crew. They've done it all year. Just keep doing a little across there. And the coxswain making sure they're out of sight. They're still there, this Princeton crew. They're gonna have the caliber and the training not to go away. It's not like these earlier rounds where you might be able to dispense a crews quicker. We're racing elite athletes here.
No, it's true. I don't think Princeton are going to let them get out to much more, but on the other hand, I would be, again, you're a fool to make predictions, but I would be astonished if Princeton managed to overhaul a length from here. To affect that kind of speed change in these boats and with this caliber of athlete is a really, really big ask. That said, I've almost given up leads like this in an 8 myself.
Yes, anything can happen down this course. There's wind, there's wash, there's stream. And as we have it right now, Princeton have not gone away. They've kept what I was saying before, that overlap. Stick with them through the middle of this course, put them under pressure, and they look like they're moving.
They do, although I do think this angle is a little bit flattering to them, maybe. We might get a better sense when it comes around.
And if you don't know the course here, it's quite noisy at the start. There's people there shouting for you. This bit here, there's about 200 metres where you can see the bushes. There's not much there. You can really hear each other.
You're right, and when you've been down this course a few times, just as you and I have, you know that it's quiet here, but it's just that impending noise of the enclosures, and when that hits, you know you are not far. You just hit this wall of noise, and then I mean, you've already gone, but you just keep going and holding on.
I think Princeton have made a move. I think they're throwing it now. It's a now or never movement. Can they put Washington under pressure, or have they got enough?
I think we were saying earlier, weren't we, in the other grand race, that it can feel quite different depending on where you are in the crew. If you're the stroke seat of that University of Washington 8, you feel pretty close to that other crew. If you're in the bow seat, you actually feel quite a long way away and quite safe.
Yeah, look quite calm there as the Princeton crew on the left of your screen, those navy blue and white vests they've got on, they look like they're taking the rate up, they look like they're starting to put under pressure. But the worst thing you can do in a rowing boat is absorb that push, and Washington have done just that.
Yeah, they'll probably be, both crews starting to take the rate up, but they'll be starting to die, and so they'll just be using the rate to try and hold on to the same speed.
If you're watching this, these crews have been flat out through the race, so it's not like they've got extra gears to move into. And we see the back of Washington there.
Well, frankly, if they do, they've done something wrong earlier in the race, and I don't think they have. I think they both raced the right kind of race for the 8. They've both gone off really hard and tried to hold on. University of Washington now don't look too troubled by what Princeton are trying to throw at them.
Keith Jacobs, he can just tell his crew there, we've got this, keep moving, squeeze away from your fellow Americans. You're pushing past them and pushing yourself on to the finals day. The last few strokes here, they can enjoy this. The crowds are on the bank, they're on their feet, they're applauding what they're seeing in this outstanding University of Washington crew who have taken the win there in the Grand, beating Princeton and Craftsbury of the USA.
Very businesslike though from University of Washington there. They know they've got a big final tomorrow against Brooks.